Okay, we're ready, huh? All right, so welcome to Redox Nurse Talk. This is our 1 year anniversary with Redox Nurse Talk. We're so excited because in this period of time we've been able to have a YouTube channel called Redox Nurse Talk, and so that's where all our videos are uploaded to. So right now we have 139 subscribers and 39 videos, and this is going to be a great year. And so we're a little excited. I'm so thankful for Cindy Reed for saying yes when we were first talking about this. So we want to thank you for taking your time to be with us this evening to kind of invest in your health. That's really important, this time or any time for sure. But you're going to hear about a technology that you probably never heard of before. It was something new to me, and we will be showing you a video. Cindy will be sharing and introducing that shortly on what we're talking about, redox singling molecules. And we're going to have a guest on. We have a guest honored to have Anita Warren, which Cindy will interview her after our video. And Cindy's from, she's I don't want to call her my co-host. I'd rather just call her my partner. But she's from Nashville, and we're both nurses here on the Zoom. Our mission is to educate the public about this technology. We are a research cellular health company. We're in 33 countries. I was reading something the other day. I think there's like 55 languages that our company has translated this technology in, and over 1 billion bottles of our wonderful gift of hope redox singling molecules in our beautiful blue bottle that have been sold. So there's a lot of beautiful statistics that we have. But what we want to do is, as nurses, we always want to try to educate people. So we decided to kind of educate you on a little wellness nugget. And I chose vitamin B6. And so I'm just going to find that information here. Sorry. There's 8 vitamin B. There's 8 vitamins that are listed in the B category, and B6 is what I'm going to be sharing about this evening. The recommended dose for vitamin B6 for adults from 19 to age 64 is 1.4 milligrams for men and 1.2 milligrams for women. There's nearly 200 chemical reactions in the body that utilize vitamin B6. It influences cellular processes, including brain development and transporting oxygen around our circulatory system. It helps to maintain immune and nervous and the healthy immune system and nervous system, and it's important to guard against our body from infection. Our body needs vitamin B6 to make serotonin, a hormone that elevates our mood. A vitamin B6 deficiency can contribute to depression, increased risk of Alzheimer's, and cognitive decline. The benefits of vitamin B6 is decreased risk of cancer. It slows down tumor growth. It eases PMS symptoms, and it decreases the discomfort caused by morning sickness. What causes deficiency in this vitamin B6 could be hormone replacement, antibiotics, and diuretics. Symptoms that people can experience is numbness, joint pain, sensitivity light, and trigger finger. What I'm excited about is we have a source, which I don't know if you can see it or not. And this is, a lot of people take a multivitamin. And this is source with a C is our C line source, and it's a whole food and micronutrient complex. Your body is easily recognizes the whole food source in this source of this nutrition, and that's why a C source includes nutrients from whole foods, not just chemical compounds that mimic them. And I say that because as a nurse, my patients in the hospital, we give daily, almost everyone gets daily multivitamins. And I would always tell my patients when they would go home, I said, now, if you're on a daily multivitamin, I want you to take that and I want you to stick it in a water glass. And if it doesn't dissolve, then you're not getting the nutrients that you need. But what I love about our source is that these are bioavailable and they come from food sources. It's not chemical make up or mimicked to to be a vitamin. Our B6 comes from holy basil, lemon, and guava extract. You can get vitamin B6 in foods like grains and fish and meat and vegetables and fruits and nuts. But the problem with that is depends on how they are processed. How our food is processed and how we cook it, and we can lose a lot of the nutrients from these vitamins in the way we cook them. So I'm excited that it's in our ASEA via source, and the amount that we have is 2 milligrams. And so I think you get an adequate amount of that in the via source. So that's all I had to say. I just wanted to teach you a little bit about the vitamin B6 that's in our source. And then, every week we're going to pull something from either our via line or a Cell Performance line to teach you about the ingredients. So thank you. I'm going to turn this over to Cindy.
Thank you, Doria. We always learn, like Doria said, education is part of our nursing makeup. So we appreciate anything we can learn or teach to people. So we do appreciate everyone coming on tonight and sharing this Zoom with people, your friends and prospects, because again, we just want to get the word out. So I search for different videos sometimes each week that just basically gives us a simple explanation of the technology. Sometimes we reuse some of the same ones, but I do like to look for different ones. So I found another one that I did by Dr. Mark DeBrincat. And actually, I'm trying to get him on as a guest speaker, but we'll see how that goes. So let me share my screen and we'll watch this short. I think it's a 6-minute video.
Today I want to talk about signaling molecules in the body. First of all, signaling molecules in the human body are doing so many things that we just take for granted. And they're determining how easily your body can stay at homeostasis and have the ability to adapt to things that are coming into your body, sometimes unexpectedly. So the first part of signaling molecules, we're going to talk about the brain. So the brain is using signaling molecules to release and to transfer all of the happy hormones and neurotransmitters that are going on in your brain, like dopamine and serotonin and norepinephrine. And so they're dependent on signaling molecules to send and drive those neurotransmitters from one part of the brain to the next and to share information throughout the brain. So your entire nervous system is using signaling molecules to send information down the nerves, and from jumping from one nerve to the next, it's using signaling molecules in order to transfer that information. So our nervous system, which is our most important system in the body, is absolutely dependent on signaling molecules. The next thing I want to talk about is hormones. So we have over 50 hormones in the body that we've identified, and they are actually released and then stopped by a signaling molecule. It'll hit a receptor site and say, hey, I need some of this hormone, please start releasing it. And then another signaling molecule will come in, hit a receptor and say, we've had enough, time to turn that off. And we all know how delicate our hormones can be, and if we're not at homeostasis, we can have all sorts of health problems. Outside of hormones, we have digestive enzymes. We have 3 main enzymes to break down proteins, to break down fats, and to break down sugars. The release of these enzymes are dependent on signaling molecules, again, to communicate when I need and how much I need of these digestive enzymes. So 75% of all your energy every day is used just on digestion. So we want to make sure that those signaling molecules are working the job correctly. Outside of that, we have our immunity. Your central nervous system is tied directly to your immune system. And that immune system is the first response to threats and to anything that could cause harm to you. And we want those signaling molecules to work quickly. And we want the body to respond fast and to be able to return us to homeostasis from any invaders or any toxins or chemicals or things that shouldn't be in our body. It's our immune response and that inflammation response that, again, is all dependent on signaling molecules to get the job done. Then we talk about circulation. The entire lining of your vascular system has the square foot of larger than a soccer field. Now imagine that soccer field has shag carpet in it. That shag carpet is your glycocalyx, and that's the part of the lining on the inside of all your vascular system that has signaling molecules in it that is responsible for letting oxygen and nutrients through and pushing toxins back out into the blood. Not only that, those signaling molecules in the vascular system, they can tag stuff going by that shouldn't be there for removal or repair if it's injured. And so again, signaling molecules is absolutely every aspect of our vascular system to be able to communicate and function well and get the most out of our blood. Now that same glycocalyx that lines our entire vascular system, we have a really thick one that lines our brain, called the blood-brain barrier, and we have another thick one that's our gut barrier. So that's the actual absorption of nutrients and food or molecules that the food is broken down to into your system. And of course, your blood-brain barrier is one of the most important ones because it needs to protect and keep all things that could harm our brain out of our brain. So that is so many reasons and so many aspects of why signaling molecules are so important in our body. But I'm going to leave you with one more that's just going to go way deeper. The inside of every one of your 100 trillion cells is filled with a fluid called signaling molecules that are literally driving the function of that cell. All the amazing things that happens inside a cell needs the signaling molecules to do so. Now here's the thing. As we age, we produce 10% less of these signaling molecules every decade. Now we're producing trillions of them every second, and within 100th of a second, we're using all of them. So this has never been anything that we could store for more when we need more. Now, for the first time ever, we have a company that has cracked the code. They figured out how to produce and how to stabilize signaling molecules outside the human body. This was an absolute miracle, and it's doing so much good in the world. For, as I mentioned, as we age, we're losing the ability to produce more. Now we have a supplement that can fill in that gap and help return our cells to actual functioning cells of our youth. Now that is the key to longevity, is getting to principal parts of healing. So we have a supplement now that is not a nutrient to build your new cells, but it's an actual supplement filled with workers for your nervous system that are going to take and send and share information throughout your body to help manage all of the things that I just spoke of. Now, it will take about 8 weeks of consuming this product to get you back to those youthful years. So I encourage you, if you've never heard about signaling molecules, well, now you have. And if you've never tried them, get back to the person that shared this video with you and figure out what it's going to take to get you started and to help turn your life around to that younger, more youthful, more vibrant nervous system and cellular energy and physical body that you've had in your younger years. So I hope this was very informative to you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye now.
Now, hang on just a minute. Hope we don't have anything else pop up. I love listening to him. He does put things in very simple terms. And apparently he was at our last convention, and I didn't know that. I would have tried to find him and meet him. So now I want to introduce our guest. We have Anita Warren on. And I think I met Anita at the convention, didn't I, Anita? That we first met. Of course, you're on the morning call.
Yeah, probably.
But I think that's where we met. So Anita is from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And her husband unfortunately passed away in 2021. And after that, she decided to move to a warmer climate. You want to guess where that is? Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So she has grown children, as well as her husband had grown children, and they are scattered abroad, US and Canada. So Anita's been a detox specialist for 20 years, and her life purpose is to help people find their healing. She thought that detoxing was the thing until she found ASEA. And what piqued her interest was the possibility that there could be a cellular technology that would help people find their best healing, even more so than detoxing. At 77 years old, she thought she was at the end of her life. You know, at that age, you have these issues sometimes, and you just think it's part of getting older. But not anymore. And she did an amazing feat. I think it was January the 4th, Anita, and I'm gonna let her tell you about that. It was just mind blowing what was on her bucket list. So, Anita, I will let you share. Maybe just tell us how you were introduced to ASEA and then what it's done for you.
Okay, well, how I was introduced was because I'd never heard of it. Last February 1st, so almost a year ago, I had a client wanting to do my sauna detox program. And she applied and I had her fill out the application form. And it has a question of what supplements do you use? And all she said on that, for that answer was ASEA. And I thought, what is that? I never heard of it. And I didn't ask her. I went on the internet and I found ASEAglobal.com and I looked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, if this is what it sounds like it is, I'm in. Because it said that there's these molecules that work, you drink these molecules and they get your cells doing what they're supposed to from the inside, and then you put this gel on the outside of your body, and that works from the outside in, so you get a double whammy. And so I thought, I need to try this. Well, I couldn't see from the website how to even get it. So then I called her, this young lady, her name is Holly. I want to mention her name because I love her. She's so important to me. She changed my life. So she said, oh, I don't know how you get it. I only just started and I don't know that much about it, but you need to talk to Donna Lynn. So Donna Lynn is our upline, as some of you know, and I called her right away. And man, she straightened me out and got me signed up, and that was that. And a few days later, I got the product. But see, I thought this sounds like something that's going to help me help people connect to their best healing, because it sounded to me like this could be even better than my sauna detox program that I've been delivering for years. And it's really important to detox. But this sounds like, wow. But I thought, but it's not going to help me because I'm 76 and all of my issues are old age. So it's not going to do anything to my issues, but I still want to try it and see. So I started taking it. Well, I took it on an afternoon for my first dosage, and the next morning when I went to have my coffee, and I always had a little pill that I took with my coffee in the morning, because it wasn't a drug, but it was something that made me feel happy and focused. And I would always look forward to it. So at night, I would set out my coffee and my little pill, and I would look forward to morning. And that morning I got up and I didn't want that little pill, and I didn't even know why. I just didn't want it. So I didn't take it, and I just took my coffee and I felt really good. And then I did what you're supposed to do with the ASEA. You take 2 ounces in the morning and 2 ounces at night. So I took my 2 ounces, and I never did take that little pill again until maybe a month later, just to see. And it didn't do anything. I didn't want it. I've never wanted it since. But anyway, so that first week that I was using the ASEA, and all of my old age things went away. By the end of 2 weeks, they were all completely gone. Everything that I thought was old age, which was acid reflux, completely gone. which I had used omeprazole for years to prevent it and also to take care of it. I still had it, but the omeprazole really helped, and I would get it at Costco. So I took all of the remaining omeprazole that I had back to Costco and got my money back. And I also had no more constipation, which was a miracle because I've had that issue all my life and I've always had to take something for it. So I took some sort of herbs and things, healthy things, but I managed it very well. Well, that first few days using ASEA, I had to stop using the constipation remedies because I don't have to say what was happening. So I just stopped all of that. And I've never gone back to it since. And I feel like I'm like a normal person in that area. And that's been, so see, this has been almost a year now. And then I had some hurting discomforts and body issues that were I had gone to a chiropractor quite a bit before I had come here because I had these pains, aches, and hurting. And I used a PEMF machine. If anybody knows what that is, it increases circulation and it helps. So I used my PEMF machine every night. Well, after 2 weeks of using the redox molecules, I realized I didn't have any place to use it because it had little attachments and you put it on a certain, if you had a pain on a certain place, you put the machine there. Well, I had no place to put it. So that was huge. And I've never needed it since. And my little neck pillow that I used to use all the time for my neck, I don't have to use that. I never use it anymore. So all those aches and hurtings are gone. But one really special one was my teeth, because I had a bridge put in just before COVID. So that it's been 3 years now. And I had that part of my mouth, those teeth hurt every single day. Not all day, but off and on, every single day. They hurt. And I didn't take drugs for it. It was annoying and I just lived with it. And I went to dentists a couple of times, different dentists, even the one who put the bridge in, and nobody could find anything wrong. Nothing wrong, whatever. So the first week of using these molecules, that pain has been gone. And also an interesting one was very sensitive teeth to hot and cold. I always used sensitive toothpaste, and I didn't need it anymore. The first week, I could use normal toothpaste because my teeth didn't go hot and cold sensitive. So that changed. So I can't think of anything else because, well, I can because that was the first couple of weeks. Everything good. Then about 2 months later, I started having an interesting thing happen. Because of my age, I always had concerns about dying. And at almost 77 at the time, I would lay in bed at night and I would think, oh, I would just go around and around. When's it going to happen? How's it going to happen? I wasn't sick or anything, but I just knew I'm at the end of my life and this is going to happen. One of these days I'm going to die. Am I going to go to a hospital? What's going to happen? And here I am in Mexico, or my son's going to have to come down here and sort out my stuff, and I'd be worrying about all this. Well, then one day after using the molecules for a couple of months, I'm trying to have a thought about this, and my body's going, we're staying. And I'm like, what? I could not have those thoughts anymore because my body says, no, we're not dying, we're staying. So that gave me really a new lease on life. It's been that way ever since. That started happening, I guess, probably last summer. And so I know I'm going to live long. I know it. So then then there was the thing about skydiving. I mean, that's a bucket list thing. I always wished that I would be courageous enough to jump out of an airplane, and other people did it, and I would never do it. It was like the scariest idea there could ever be. I mean, I would just almost go into a panic just at the thought. Oh, so, but I went parasailing one day down here in Puerto Vallarta, and that was pretty good, but it wasn't really very scary. And there was some other people out there, some older people. And I remember talking to this one guy, and he said, well, yeah, now that I'm as old as I am, and he was old, he said, yeah, I'll go skydiving now because I don't really care if I die because I'm that old. So I sort of took that attitude, and I thought, well, yeah, I'll be 77. If I get killed skydiving, then it's not really that big of a deal. I've had a good life. But I knew lots of people don't get killed skydiving. I mean, it's probably, you never read about it in the newspapers or anything. So I wasn't really worried that was going to happen, but it did give me the courage to go ahead. So I went ahead and made the plans, and I went, I talked to the people there, and they assured me how safe it was and how they would make me feel comfortable. So I went there that day, and I was kind of scared that morning, but I just decided that I was going to step up to the plate and do it and not be scared. I just decided. And that's what I did. And there was a little bit of fear going out the airplane door. That moment of looking down, my legs were hanging out the door, and I had to go. And if I didn't go, I was going to be pushed. So I went. And it wasn't really that bad. The first minute was uncomfortable because it was cold and windy. And then after that, it was just a very nice, relaxing trip down with the guy holding on to me and me holding on to him. And then they can aim those parachutes. The landing was just perfect landing, right? They could pinpoint the landing. So anyway, that's my story. And I was very happy that it was over and that I was unhurt and not dead. So that's my bucket list story, and that's done. And I'm never going again, I don't think, because I don't want to tempt fate. I made it through once. But anyway, so let's, where can I go with that? So getting other people started on the ASEA. Oh, and this lady, Holly, that did my sauna program, she took the ASEA every single day while she was on my sauna detox program. And she did so amazing on the program, better than I think probably anyone that I've ever seen do it. Her energy level, and she started out like a normal person. She had a couple of kids, and she was like, she'd get kind of slow at night, and I just want to go to bed. I don't feel like picking up anything. I'm just going to go to bed. And that's how she was in the beginning. It's only a 3-week program. Well, after 13 days on it, she had so much energy. She was driving her kids all over town, cleaning her house top to bottom. This was like every day. And I said, okay, Holly, you're done. You can't get any better than this. So she stopped, and we do IQ tests at the beginning and at the end of the program. Her IQ went up 12 points. And there's a personality analysis too, where you have check your attitude and your outlook on life and all that. Every category was through the roof. She was so happy. She did so great. So anyway, that was very exciting to me and was very convincing to me, even more so about this product, the redox signaling molecules. So since then, I have gotten quite a number of people onto the product, and that's been very exciting to be able to help other people. And people have to decide that they're going to see. I had good results right away, and some people do, but not everybody does. but the product always works. And I've learned that through studying the science. This whole time, I'm really a junkie on studying about all this stuff. So what I've learned is that the product cannot not work. And I learned that mostly from watching the Redox 5 on Friday nights and Dr. Lee Osler talking about it. And he said it's like gravity. Gravity always works. Well, these molecules always work. They can't not work. It would be a violation of nature for them to not work. So it makes me sad a little bit when sometimes people, they try it for a couple of months and they won't stay with it because they don't notice any results. And what we like is noticeable results. That's what we like. We all want that. We want to take a pill, my headache goes away. You know, we want that instant. We all like that. And we've gotten conditioned, I think, by maybe the pharmaceutical companies and on all that to expect that. And if we don't get that, that something's wrong. So anyway, that's part of the business. And everybody, I mean, if everybody got on this product and stayed on it, the whole world would be healthier. So I think we have to work at it a little bit. We have to find people and we have to educate them about what the product does. And so that's our job. And to help other people get started. And I think that's my story.
Sorry, I couldn't get unmuted. Have a couple of questions and then I'll let Doria ask. And a couple of things we kind of got out of order, I guess. I forgot to mention that we're not going to do questions. We're going to let you put questions in the chat just for time's sake, and we'll try to answer those, or either Anita can answer them as well. And two, we want to make our disclaimer that these molecules do not diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. They just give your body what it needs to improve your health, basically. So Anita, a couple things. What would you say, and I don't know if you've done network marketing before or what we call next level marketing before, but have you worked with a company like this, and what are your thoughts about the company?
Well, I've been in network marketing. I first joined Amway like in 1980. And I call that my Amway College. I went to Amway College and I paid a lot of tuition. And I learned a lot. I got a big education. I learned a lot, but I never made any money. And I believed that I did everything they said, because they said you have to do everything we say. And I thought I did. I tried. But you have to, at that time, you had to buy a garage full of products. And so I really tried, but that didn't work out. So since then, I've done maybe 3 other MLMs because I love the products of these other ones. And I never really made any money. I made a little bit, but this time, I mean, I would like to tell you, but I don't think I should say it probably right now. But my first year, 2023, I am amazed how much money I made this year. So this company pays well, but I think it's also because the product is something that people really need and are willing to use. And the company itself is, the integrity of the company just can't be denied. And not that other companies don't have good integrity. I didn't really run into that. I just ran into that I didn't do well in it. But this company really is so obvious that they really care about all of us. And they care about the product and they care about helping people very much. That's why they're network marketing rather than just selling it to Walmart and putting it on the shelf. So it helps us, and it helps us help other people because we can tell people about it and teach them how to use it. If you had it on the shelf, in Walmart, and if people would buy it, they might take it, but they'd probably never take it again because they wouldn't understand how to use it. So the company needs us to educate people, and we do that. So, yeah.
Okay, I want to tie all this together. So, like Doria talked about the B vitamins, they give you energy, they do a lot of things for your body. Obviously, you needed the B vitamins to jump out of an airplane, but I want to tie this together with the, I guess, the fear factor. So, did it take more courage to jump out of an airplane or to go and approach a stranger with this technology? How do you handle that when you share?
Would you say that question again?
When you share the technology, how do you share it? Are you nervous about it, or was jumping out of the airplane easier?
Well, I used to sell vacuum cleaners door to door. That took a lot of courage. But I overcame it because I needed to win at it. I needed the money. And it was a good product that I loved. So it was easy for me to sell the product, but it wasn't easy to go door to door, knock on doors, and have a door slammed in your face because you're trying to sell them a vacuum cleaner, you know. So, but I learned so much about, well, see, this company gives us so much support. And because of all the other associates that are successful, they teach us new associates what to do and what books to read and all that. So like there's a book called Go for No. So you go out and you try to find a whole bunch of people to say no to you. And every time somebody says no, you take it as a win. Oh, good, because I'm that much closer to a yes. And I understand that. And I also understand that some people who are very successful in this company say that we don't really need a lot of training. What we need is talking to a lot of people. So, so if we talk to enough people, we will, we can't help but win at this. And I was going somewhere with that about that we don't need a lot of training. Oh, I know where I was gonna go with that. That in this book called Go for No, he even said, let's say you just go out and you decide that you're gonna sell life insurance and you don't have any training, and you go knock on doors, and at every door you say, would you like to buy a life insurance? And of course you're going to get the door slammed in your face, but somebody is going to say, oh yeah, I was looking for buying some life insurance, so yeah, come on in. And that will happen every now and then. And so at the worst scenario, just go talk to a lot of people. You can be really bad at it, but if you talk to enough people, there's going to be some yeses. And that's kind of my philosophy. And sometimes I don't really want to pick up the phone or, you know, but I just do it anyway, because I know I have to do it. And I listen to our call every morning. Terry has a call every morning, and he says, you know, you have to talk to people every single day. And so that's what I do, whether I feel like it or not.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions I have, Doria. I'm going to let you ask anything you might have. And then if anyone has questions, go ahead and put them in the chat and we will look at them while everyone's talking.
So we do have some new faces on there this evening, other than our associates and our customers. But you know, testimonies is what caught my attention. And Anita has an excellent testimony. So sharing your story with passion, which you have done so eloquently this evening. But we do have, you know, www.realredoxresults.com that you can go to and put the password in Redox, where you'll see about 138 testimonies from a wide range of how this helps people. We do, I think I failed to tell in the very beginning, we have a disclaimer that this technology is not intended to treat, diagnose, or cure anything. It's just allowing the body to, if you give the body what it needs, it will heal itself. And you know, we talked about vitamins, we talked about herbs, you know, just, I know Anita is really well versed in all that. I call those the building materials. you know, the redox signaling molecule is the contractor that allows all of that to work more efficiently in your body, you know. So I wanted just to kind of say that point there. But let me ask you, Anita, so let's say you and I meet on the street and we don't know each other. How would you share? What would you tell me about redox signaling molecules?
I probably wouldn't say anything if that was the situation. If I saw that you had a problem, I might ask you and try to help you with your problem, but I wouldn't just approach people for no
Okay.
reason,
All
for
right.
no obvious reason.
Okay. All right. I would just want to know how you explain in lay terms what redox signaling molecules is.
Oh, well, I always give the information, like I send them information. Emails and, well, references, YouTube videos, just unlike the real redox results. I always start with just giving them. Well, oh, I think I know how I can answer your question. Is Alan Noble has a script, and I learned it very well. It's very easy, and it's if you're communicating with someone, let's say you were a friend of mine, and I ran into you on the street, and I could say, you know, I've been working with this biotech research and development company, and they have made a discovery that is now I'm getting tongue-tied. That is a breakthrough. It's a massive breakthrough that everyone deserves to know about. What you do with it is up to you. If I send you a short video, would you be interested in taking a look at it? Well, almost everybody says yes to that, and then that opens the door. And then you can, after that, you just stay in touch with them and you keep answering their questions. And if they're not interested, well, sometimes they're really not interested, and I don't really know why. There's something else going on, whatever, but no one should not be interested because well, we're aging backwards, you know, so everybody should want that. But I wanted to mention, if you don't mind, there was one thing that I forgot to tell you, is that last week you had on,
Right.
and she's my pride and joy, because I know she told this, that I really had to push her hard. But see, I knew, because I already knew her from going through my sauna detox program, and she didn't do well on it. And I knew that the redox would help her. And I wouldn't let up. And I just stayed on it until she finally decided to try it. And she's my pride and joy because she got better so fast. She's just a miracle. And then when that happened, she wanted to share it from the rooftops. So she's just been a joy. And her daughter also, Melissa, they're just wonderful. That's all.
Yeah, she told me that you were the one that got her in, and she had so many health challenges that she saw results with. It was just, it's miraculous, really.
Yes, yes. And her husband too, he's now getting a lot better too. He's got some challenges he's overcoming. So it's just a wonderful thing.
Lynn did put a question in there. Are these strangers that you speak to, and how do you strike up the conversation? You may have answered that with what you just said. Lynn, did you have any more questions, or did she answer it for you? Doria, did you have any more?
No, I'm fine. I'm good with that. Yeah.
Any
Yeah,
other
and if anybody
questions?
wants to contact me, you know, they can find me on Facebook and then send me a messenger.
Okay.
I'm happy to tell anyone anything if they're, if they want to know. Yeah.
So I'm losing my voice tonight. No other questions. We appreciate you coming on so much, Anita. You're such a joy, and I just really appreciated meeting you at convention and appreciate what you're doing and spreading the word in Mexico.
Thank you.
So
very
Doria,
much.
I will turn this back over to you to introduce our guest for next week and finish
Okay,
out.
so thank you. So I thank all of you that are new to our Redox Nurse Talk. We do have this will be uploaded on Redox Nurse Talk on YouTube channel. So go to there. And the person that Anita was referring to, Susan Pine, she had an excellent, beautiful testimony. So you can go and look at that on our YouTube channel. Again, if, whoever invited you to this, video or Zoom this evening, please get back to that person so that you can get your other questions answered. So next week we have Thalia. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. Thalia, what's
Boudin, I believe.
Yeah. And it's an emotional testimony. So you definitely want to be on that Zoom. It's in reference to her son that's on the spectrum. So definitely have your tissues ready for that, because it's a powerful testimony. So thanks for being on here with us tonight. And if what you like what you heard, and again, if you're the first time here, if it's what you like what you heard, like I said, please get back to that person that invited you. So thank you.
Stop the recording, and everyone can have a good night. Let me stop this. There we go.